this one particular day we have a full trip, 24 people, 6 guides, 30 people down there. Then we pull in, and it's a hot blazing place. And the lower gorge is noted for that. We have a phrase, we say bacon in the lower gorge, because it's more wide open, it's basalt fields, rolling hills, it's big white beaches, it's hot. Warm water, lots of swimming. So we pull in and we set up camp. And there's people that have tents up and people that have their tarps out. Everybody's just really enjoying themselves. And up on the hillside, about 100 yards above where we have the kitchen, there's an old rock house. A lot of Chinese miners in the late 1860s, early 1870s, they came out into the wilderness and they mined, and they built these houses out of river cobble, and they're known as rock houses. And there's a rock house up there on the hillside, and there's this goat up there. Actually, there's a pair. There's a male and a female, and they're Marabi goats. It's a certain breed of goat, and they're just standing there. And this one boatman buddy and I are cooking that night. This guy's name is Joel. And he looks up there and he goes, "Hey, Bronco, what do you think that goat's doing?" I said, "Looks like he's eyeing up the kitchen." And we had heard about this goat, that this was a goat up Packer Creek itself. There's a guy had a ranch, and these goats got out and they went feral. They went wild. So this goat is just up there, and this goat is like, its body language, it's just kind of cocked with its head, and he's looking right at the kitchen. And Joel goes, "I don't like that goat." And I said, "Joel, I don't think he likes you either." So we have this one guy on the trip. His name is Michael. And he is a marathon runner. And he's on this river trip, but he doesn't want to get out of shape because he has a marathon coming up. So he starts running around the camp. And this goat just goes, starts following, just with his head. And Joel sees this, and Joel goes, "Michael, stop doing that. Stop running around. You're doing something that goat doesn't like." So Michael goes behind one of the tents, and his tent is behind him and the goat, and he's running in place. And this goat comes down off of the hillside where the rock house is and goes right for Michael.
Oh my God.
And Michael starts running through the camp. And we have this gal, God, I can't remember her first name, Joyce. She was a math teacher from San Jose, California. And this was like her 9th river trip with us. And Joyce is going, "Oh my God, Bronco, do something! This goat's gonna kill us!" And this goat starts running around, and Michael starts tearing through camp, and the goat starts right after Michael. And Joel's cutting fruit salad or something, and he's going, "Michael, just don't come in the kitchen. Don't come in the kitchen." So Michael immediately makes a beeline right for the kitchen. And I used to carry this piece of 2x12 piece of pine that was my parking board. Whenever we stopped and there was a rocky spot, I would pull my dory up on it so it wouldn't eat away the plywood floor. And Joel grabs this, it's about 4 foot long, grabs this 2x12, and Michael comes running by him, and this goat is hot on Michael's trail, and Joel gets this 2x12 like a baseball bat. And he goes, "Stop, goat." And the goat does. And I could still see this like it was yesterday. The goat starts going like this. And Joel is just there. And the goat rears up on its hind legs like it's going to charge to butt. And does, and Joel hits this goat right at the base of its horns with this 2x12. And there's this bunk! And the goat just kind of didn't go down, but it shuddered. And the goat just slowly walks back up the hillside to the rock house. Lays down. And the female is up there going, making goat sounds. So that goat stayed there the whole night and the whole next day. And we shoved off. Well, after we get off the trip, we hear that several other river parties had stopped at this beach, and as soon as the boats hit the shore, this male goat was just down after the racing people. And people reported it to the BLM, who's the governing body, and this guy named Laverne, who was the head of the BLM district, got word of it, and he and a bunch of BLM guys got on a jet boat, and they came down to the beach. This is 3 or 4 days later, and they pull the jet boat up onto the beach. And the way you get out of a jet boat, you come right through the center of the windshield. There's a door there you open. And they land the jet boat, and Laverne comes out, and this goat comes charging down on the hillside, and Laverne pulls out his .44 and goes, boom!
Oh!
End of goat. So it was known as Killer Goat Beach for quite a while, but then the BLM changed it to Goat Beach. So that's the story of Goat Beach. Now, post. This is about, oh hell, almost 20 years later. We're on the lower gorge, and Joel's with me again. And we stop at Killer Goat Beach. And we're just sitting around the fire telling this story, and there's this young guy, he's about 18 years old, and he goes, that was my dad that the goat was chasing. And this kid had heard the story from his dad, came on a river trip, anyway, so that's good.